At my mom's birthday dinner, my sister promised she'd pick up my 12-year-old daughter on the way. Instead, they dropped her at a downtown bus station, took her phone so she could learn independence, and then posted photos from a luxury steakhouse. I didn't raise my voice. I reached for the folder they forgot I had, and by sunrise, I had a plan. Quick one before we dive in. Where are you watching from? Drop your city and country in the comments so I can shout you out next video. It was supposed to be easy. Finish my Saturday shift, swing by the restaurant, hug mom, and pretend my sister and I weren't on opposite sides of a lifelong scorecard. I'm Rachel Carter, charge nurse at Hillcrest General. Being tired is basically part of the badge. By 3 p.m., my last patient discharged early, and my supervisor waved me out. For once, I was going to arrive on time to a family event. The restaurant was one of those places where the light glows gold, and every table gets a white napkin performance. Through the glass, I could already see my sister Victoria, Vicky to everyone who never had to share a bedroom with her, raising a glass like the lead in a musical. Her husband Grant scrolled his phone. Their kids, Ava and Noah, had dessert before dinner because that's how memories are made. My mother, Diane, sat center stage with a birthday sash. There was an empty chair next to her. The place card read Lily in careful curly letters. My heart unclenched. They'd remembered my daughter. "Where's Lily?" I asked, sliding into my seat with a grin. "Bathroom?" Vicky didn't look up from her menu. "She's volunteering," she said, like it was obvious. "Volunteering where?" Grant smirked. "Union Station. We dropped her a block away. Big day for life skills. You're welcome." I laughed because I thought it was a joke. It wasn't. "She's 12?" I said slowly. "You left her at a bus terminal?" Vicky finally met my eyes. Her smile was polished marble. "Rachel, relax. I take the kids there all the time when we go upstate. The security guards are sweet, and we took her phone. Kids are glued to those screens. She'll observe, learn independence, then we'll swing back after we eat." The entire table nodded like a choir. My mom patted my hand. "Honey, she needs to toughen up a little. She's sensitive." Sensitive, that's what they call girls who tell the truth. I pushed my chair back. The forks trembled. "I'm going to get my daughter." Vicky's voice sharpened. "Don't make a scene." "I'm not. I'm making a decision." Outside, the evening heat hit like a hairdryer. The drive to the station blurred in a rush of red lights and white knuckles. If you've never tried to breathe while the people you love redefine cruelty as parenting, it feels like choking in slow motion. Union Station was buzzing. Tourists, weekend workers, guys selling knockoff earbuds. I ran past the kiosk toward the benches by Gate C, and there she was, Lily, knees together, backpack hugged to her stomach, pretending not to be scared. The way she stood when she saw me, straight up, chin tight, will stay pressed on my heart forever. "You came?" she said, words tiny. "I always come," I said, especially when I shouldn't have to. I signed her out with the security desk. The guard had taken her name when she'd asked to use a phone and walked her to the car. Halfway home, she whispered, "Aunt Vicky said girls who talk to boys at my age end up at stations like that because I said I thought Caleb in math is nice. Ava likes him too." There it was. Not morality, jealousy with lipstick. "You didn't do anything wrong," I said. "You told the truth, and that's a rare language in our family." At home, Lily went straight to her room and climbed under the quilt my grandma made. I stared at the phone Vicky had confiscated and then tossed into my bag as if it were contraband. My reflection in the black screen looked like a version of me who'd finally had enough. I didn't scream. I made tea. I didn't drink. I waited for the anger to cool into something I can use. On the top shelf of my closet, was a brown accordion folder, rubber band, neat tabs, the quiet history of me funding my sister's glittering chaos. It started years ago, a temporary $200 for an influencer course. Then a $4,000 bridge for a wellness retreat that somehow took place in Cabo. Then $20,000, the big one, when her candle brand, Hush and Halo, accidentally shipped free product to 200 micro-influencers. That last one came with paperwork because I'm not a bank, a notarized loan, secured against her half of our late grandmother's house. I never planned to collect. It was a fence line, a way to say, this is the limit. By 2 a.m., the tea had gone cold. The plan had not. At 8:30 the next morning, Lily and I were at McPherson and Tate, a small law firm that smells like printer ink and certainty. Mr. Tate read quietly, tapping the pages. "This is enforceable," he said. "Demand letter, 30 days. If she doesn't pay, we move to foreclose her share and transfer title." "Do it," I said. My voice surprised me. It didn't shake. The letter went out certified by noon. Vicky called at 1:07 p.m. I let it ring twice. "You have lost your mind," she hissed. "Over what? A little tough love at a station with cameras everywhere? You're going to ruin us." "No," I said. "I'm going to stop you." Grant jumped on the line to threaten me with his legal team. I hung up and took Lily for ice cream. We ate on the curb in the kind of sunshine that makes you feel like a brand new thing. She asked me what happens next. "Next," I said, "we show people that consequences aren't just for kids." That night, Vicky posted a crying in the car video. "My sister is trying to steal our family home." The caption, "Betrayal hurts. Pray for us." The comments piled up, half declared me a monster. The other half asked gently, for proof. I don't do shout matches on the internet. I posted 3 sentences. For transparency, my 12-year-old was left alone at Union Station by relatives who then went to dinner. All funds I gave my sister were documented loans. I have the records. Truth doesn't need caps lock. Then I put my phone face down and slept finally for 4 straight hours. When I woke, the tide had turned. People remembered Vicky's unpaid collabs, a charity gala that never sent the proceeds, a dozen glamorous flops. Screenshots surfaced. The comments didn't feel like victory. They felt like oxygen. Relief has the taste of clean water. 2 days later, Mom, Dad, and Vicky rang my bell in a storm. They stood dripping in my living room, not apologizing, only negotiating. "Rachel," Mom said, "we all made mistakes. Let's talk like family." "I am," I said, "and I'm done paying extra to be in it." The rain pounded like a gavel. They left in silence. I closed the door and leaned my head against it. Lily called from the stairs. "Pizza night?" "Absolutely," I said. And for the first time in a decade, I meant it. The courthouse air was the opposite of the internet. No filters, no crying thumbnails, just a clock on the back wall and a judge who looked like she'd heard every version of "I'm the victim" and filed it under try again. Mr. Tate laid everything out like a map. Wire transfers, notarized pages, the clause Vicky initialed about securing the loan with her half of Grandma's house. When it was Vicky's turn, she said the money was a gift, that I had sister obligations, that her candle brand was moments from exploding, and I had sabotaged the momentum. The judge raised one eyebrow so high it should have had its own docket. "A gift," she repeated, "with a repayment schedule and late fee grid. Fascinating." Judgment took 15 minutes. Default on the loan, title to be transferred in full to Rachel Carter pending recording. It didn't feel triumphant. It felt quiet, like someone finally turned off a machine that had been humming in my bones for years. Word travels fast in a family that treats gossip as cardio. Cousins texted, An aunt I hadn't spoken to in months said she was praying for unity. Vicky posted a final video, softer lighting, a confession that never used the word sorry. And then she went offline. We got the keys to the house the next week. It stood empty. Vicky and Grant had already moved their furniture into a rental miles away. Dust haloed the places where mirrors had hung, and on the kitchen counter sat one forgotten photo. Vicky's wedding day, me holding her train while she beamed. I left it face down, like a grave marker for a version of us that never actually lived. I didn't keep the house to gloat. I sold it. Half the proceeds went into a trust for Lily. Not the kind of trust that buys cars. The kind that buys time. Therapy. Camp. The freedom to say no. The other half became a down payment on a small, bright condo 5 blocks from my hospital. Our new living room has morning light so honest you can't hide from yourself. It's perfect. Vicky tried a few more plays. A lawyer letter about emotional distress. A cousin sent to knock on my door and whisper that Mom was heartbroken. Heartbreak is wild. It never once prevents people from making a choice they want to make. Eventually, even Grant stopped bluffing. He filed for separation after an argument where, according to Ava's unfortunate TikTok, he called Vicky a public relations grenade with legs. Ava and Noah spend most weekends with him now. He buys breakfast like apologies. Vicky says the kids will circle back when they understand how much she loves big. Love isn't supposed to come with a burn rate. Mom and Dad, that's harder. They've always loved me in a quiet way, and Vicky in fireworks. After the hearing, Dad called. No speakerphone, no chorus. I wish we'd done better, he said. Not an apology, but a step. I told him steps are how bridges start. He cried. I didn't. I was fresh out. As for Lily, she's 13 now, braces off, hair in a new braid she learned on YouTube. She and Caleb study algebra at our dining table and laugh like people who haven't learned to be careful yet. I asked how she felt about everything. She said, "When people show you the station they'll leave you at, believe them." Then she took my phone and added a calendar reminder for the next 3 Fridays. Movie night. One afternoon, I drove past the station. A bus hissed. A man argued with a vending machine. The same guard waved at me, recognition dawning. "Your girl okay?" he called. "She's good," I said. "We both are." Vicky's name still pops up in group chats. Someone saw her pitching a new product called Naked Scent, which is just air. Someone else saw her at a pop-up selling secondhand sequined jackets. Sometimes I feel sad, because I know the girl she was before the applause rewired her. Most days, I feel nothing. It's peaceful. Last week, the condo HOA scheduled a community day. Lily and I sorted donated coats in the lobby for 2 hours while a neighbor played 80s music on a Bluetooth speaker. At noon, we took a break on the curb with paper cups of lemonade. A little girl toddled by in boots 2 sizes too big, dragging a stuffed dog by the ear. Her mom apologized, and we all laughed. The sun was bright and honest. "Do you ever miss them?" Lily asked. "I miss the idea of them," I said. "The real people have my number. They know where to find sorry." She leaned against my shoulder. "I like this life better." So do I. People think justice is thunder. Sometimes it's paperwork and patience. Sometimes it's not answering the phone. Sometimes it's selling a house and buying yourself a condo that gets morning sun. And sometimes it's as simple as telling a 12-year-old, "You did nothing wrong," and then proving it with every decision after. If any of this sounds like your family, hear me. Quiet isn't weakness. It's the room you build for your courage to stand up in when the moment comes. And when it does, stand.